This is going to be a walkthrough of how to solo this week's Nightfall strike, the Archon Priest. It's actually one of the easier strikes in my opinion to solo. So for all those players out there that don't have anybody to play with or nobody plays Destiny on their friends list. So hopefully this video guide helps you solo this Nightfall and you get something good. I usually never get anything good when I'm soloing this thing. So when I first get into the cave, I always take out these hobgoblins first. They're the ones that can one-shot you. Now, this week's Solar Burn and Arc Burn are on. I don't know what it is, but it seems every time they have the Archon Priest strike, they have either Rainbow Burn or multiple burns. They always make it super easy. So if Rainbow Burn is on and Void Burn's on, be careful of this Hydra because he can deal a lot of splash damage in behind, and that can kill you pretty quick. So you just be careful about that. Use your sniper rifles on him. And Hunters, you can actually go invisible and just run through this entire cave and not have to shoot anybody. But Titans and Warlocks just follow the strategy I'm using. I mean, I'm a Hunter right now, but I'm not using the Invis. And if you're lucky, there's Fallen and Vex fighting in here, and a lot of the time, there won't be that many enemies because they take each other out. See, there's not even any Hobgoblins. There's usually Hobgoblins over in that space. So if there are Hobgoblins, I would just snipe them from where I was going to. And there's a captain back there, but I'm not even going to waste my time. I'm just going to keep running through. The next part of this strike, you got to clear out a bunch of enemies, and then you have to defeat 3 waves. It's actually fairly easy. If you got Icebreaker, get Icebreaker out depending on the burn. Maybe you got Patience in Time. Black Hammer's good. If you got a good Scout Rifle, you got Vision of Confluence, you got the Fang. Maybe you got a good Vanguard one. You can use Scout Rifles and just use the rocks where I'm going to be at. Any of these 3 spots, the first spot I was just at, this spot right here. You can use guns, you can shoot, and a lot of the time these enemies will take each other out. So hell, if you just want to sit up on the rocks and you got all the time in the world, eventually the majority of them will kill each other, and then you just got to take out guys. So be careful about Hobgoblins. If you're a lower level, I'm a 34 in this video, Hobgoblins can one-shot you. And in this strike, Hobgoblins are probably going to be the #1 thing that's going to end your solo Nightfall. So just be aware of where they are. I'm going to fast forward here, guys. You get the idea. Just clear out the initial enemies. Once you do that, Peter Dinklage will let you know that it's time for him to open his 1,000,000th door. Just run over here to play your ghost. And I always run back. I like to fight them from this rock that you see me on right now. Now, the first wave has a ton of Hobgoblins. Okay, so just be careful. Use your sniper. Pop in and out of cover. Now, Hobgoblins and Goblins, they will throw grenades up here. So Void Burn's on. Just be aware that when they throw grenades up here, just drop back a little bit. So it's basically just sniping. So right there, and you know, they have impeccable aim. Here's another Void Grenade. So if Void Burn was on, it'll be taking quite a bit of damage from those nades. So just be careful. Now the Hobgoblins, once you take them out, there's a few of them. There'll be some Goblins left behind, but there are also 3 Minotaurs. So use your rockets on them, whatever burns on. If there's no burn, I would just use your best rocket launcher. Now with this Nightfall, they had the little primary weapons deal extra damage as one of the buffs. You will see here I'm going to switch to Vision of Confluence. I liked Vision of Confluence better. I'm switching to Galahorn as well, but Vision of Confluence just wrecks in this Nightfall when Solar Burns on and that primary damage. I mean, there's absolutely no kick. Vision of Confluence is like a freaking laser beam, and if you have it upgraded at 365, the thing just destroys. So use your rockets on the Minotaurs, pretty straightforward. Once you clear out all those enemies, the second wave will spawn some Hobgoblins directly to the left of this spot where I'm at right now. So Hunters, use your Golden Gun. Titans, throw nades. Warlocks, throw nades. And take out these Hobgoblins. Take them out quick. They can throw nades up here too, as well as, like I said, if Void Burn's on. I used Golden Gun to take them out quick and easy. And then second wave, there will be some Hobgoblins. And that's about it. A bunch of Hobgoblins and Goblins. So same thing as the first wave. Just mow them down. This Nightfall is a lot easier than the rest because you can kill everything from a distance. It's not omnigol. You're not going to be in a tiny room with a bunch of enemies. For the third wave, you have 3 huge Hydras and you have a bunch of Harpies. This wave's pretty easy. I think it's the easiest of the waves because you don't have to worry about Hobgoblins sniping you. So just take out the Harpies real quick. That's what I do. Get them rocket launchers out. If you don't have any rockets, pop a pack. Make sure you go into the Nightfall with a few packs because you're going to be popping a bunch for the Archon Priest at the end. So you just kill Harpies, you get the idea, and then come to the edge of the rock. Oh, he didn't die yet? Okay. So the Hydras, if Void Burn's on, you have to be careful because splash damage will kill you. If Hydras aren't coming out, just jump up and down. Here they come, or at least one's coming out. Just use your rocket launcher, whichever one's the best one you got. That one's down. It only took 2 rockets. Granted, it's Gjallarhorn, and no, not everybody has Gjallarhorn. And then if Hydras aren't coming out, you can just move over here. They all like to stay underneath that rock outcrop right there. And a lot of the time they don't move out. And just let rockets fly. Pretty easy. Once you clear out all the Hydras, go down here, pick up any ammo you got. They dropped a bunch of heavy, which was nice. For this next part, sometimes you can zoom on by, but with Solar Burn on and Arc Burn, there's Harpies over here. I'm not going to take the chance of zooming on by when it's just me. A lot of the times though, if there's no burns on, you can just take your Sparrow and just zoom past all these enemies. But if there are burns on, just kill everything from a distance. That's kind of the theme of this strike. It's huge, it's wide open, you're not in small spaces. You can use snipers, you can use scout rifles, you can use rocket launchers. You don't have to get anywhere near enemies. Hell, some of these enemies, the majority of the time, they're not even going to shoot you because you're so far away, which makes this Nightfall, like I said earlier, one of the easier ones to solo by yourself. I'm going to keep fast forwarding again. You get the idea, you guys. You're just killing things. This is the strategy I use. Stay as far back as possible, kill everything from a distance. The only time you're going to have to really worry about getting hit by enemies is when we're facing the Archon Priest here in a second. Again, got 2 Hydras, some Goblins. Kill everything from a distance. The Hydras aren't even going to shoot you if you're far enough back. You just cruise on through here. There'll be a Hobgoblin up to your right there. Make sure you take him out so you don't get sniped making your way through. And here we go. We're on to the Archon Priest. Now I do this entire strike from up here. You just hop onto this rock, hop over here, and you're on this little ledge the entire time. That's what I do, and you can kill all the enemies from up here. You can snipe, you can use scout rifles, hand cannons, rocket launchers, whatever you want to use, guys. Throw nades, use golden gun. Titans, if you are a Titan, you can go on the ground and pop a bubble. You want weapons light or blessings light. Hell, you can pop a bubble up here if you want to. It's been done many times with people I've played with that were Titans. Just popped a bubble up here when the Archon Priest came out. Weapons of light, kill them in like 5 seconds. So you will at times need to jump down to initiate the next wave of enemies because technically you're not kind of in the area yet. You're kind of off map. So just run on down, initiate Peter Dinklage's terrible dialogue. New enemies will come rushing out. Now for the first wave of enemies that rush out, once you start this, you have to be careful with snipers. Now there's a sniper all the way across the way. He won't shoot you from up here, but just take him out to take him out. And then if there's 3 snipers over in this cave, there's 2 regular and 1 ultra. You need to take those guys out because they will kill you. They are the only real pain and when the drop ships come in. So you see another sniper came out, shoot him. Now those guys will shoot you on top of the ledge, so just be careful. Be aware of when they pop their heads out and take them out. So once you take out the snipers, or I'm choking there on that sniper shot. But once you take out all the snipers, then you're free to roam around out here and shoot all the rest of the enemies. You'll have some shanks, a couple dregs, and then once you start to clear out this initial wave, you will hear a drop ship come inbound. And when the drop ship comes inbound, get the hell out of there. Drop ships will ruin your Nightfall. They will one-hit you. You need to get out of there. So once you hear that sound, which I'll stop talking and let play out when it comes, just do what I do, jump down to the right, and then once the dropship leaves, come back up on top of the ledge. That's the dropship noise, so just be aware. When that noise goes, take cover, because that thing will kill you. Now, I was down on the ground because a couple of the dregs wouldn't come out, so there are times where you have to go down to the ground because enemies won't come out. A lot of the times, it's just simple dregs, maybe a captain. You don't have to worry about it. There goes the dropship. You're totally clear to come back up onto the ledge and just start shooting enemies again. So once you whittle away the waves of enemies, just take your time. It doesn't matter how fast or how slow you do it. You want to get this done. You want to get rewards. So once you clear out everything, you got to be down here to release the Archon Priest. Sometimes it won't initiate it if you're not in the area. Once you do that, run back up to the ledge spot. Now sometimes there will be enemies tucked way in the back of the map, and you'll think you've killed everything and you're wondering why the Archon Priest hasn't been released yet. So just make sure you clear all the enemies out. I mean, they could be all the way across the way. So he's coming out. I got Black Hammer on. I'm going to try and do the 3 headshot thing. I choke because I'm not very good with snipers. But I would just use whatever your best weapon is. So if you have Gjallarhorn and Solar Burns on, obviously use Gjallarhorn. Void Burn, Truth, you could use Hunger of Crota. Maybe you got some good Vanguard rocket launchers. I don't think there are any, but maybe you got one with good perks. Just take into account what the Nightfall buffs are, and then from there pick your best weapon setup that you possibly can have. Make sure you have packs, like I said. Once you cruise through your rockets, pop a pack. And if you gotta wait 5 minutes for your cooldown, if you don't kill them in these next, 5 to 7 rockets, depending on if you have armor that gives you more heavy. And I also put on Celestial Nighthawk because I just wanted to see how much damage a golden gun would do. Warlocks, you got grenades. Titan, you got your bubbles. Blessings of Light, Weapons Light. I would probably put up Blessings of Light just to give you the extra shield. That's just me personally. Granted, I'm not a Titan. I've never used a Titan. I just know from experience playing with Titans that Blessings of Light really helps out your shield, and if you're playing with 1 or 2 people, it just makes it that much easier. Maybe you want Weapons of Light on though, but with all the burns on, I would just use Blessings. Now the dropship came in and I hadn't killed him yet, and that was kind of risky to shoot right there because you can't get one-shotted by that dropship. But there you go. We beat it. You beat it. Hopefully you beat it following this guide, and it doesn't matter. You beat it. I got killed by the dropship running down there for some reason. And look at that. I got Thunderlord. I already got it, but that's a pretty decent gun to get from the Nightfall. I usually get shards or 9 strange coins or a blue engram. So there you go. And if you die like this, don't worry, you're still going to get your reward. You just got to wait for this garbage to get over with the countdown. Hopefully this video was helpful, and I hope it helps you solo it. And there's Thunderlord. There's my 1 exotic shard for the week. I'm sure I'm going to get garbage from the other Nightfall. I do. So, like, favorite, subscribe if you liked it. If not, don't matter. See you guys later.